3 minutes and 58 seconds. Thank you to everyone. It's an honor to be included in this great group of people, 3 of which are former students of mine, Rachel, her mom, my handsome escort, Adam, and I think there's other North Central people here tonight. So deciding on how to approach this, I asked myself, where does love of sports and competition come from? Well, my father came from a family of 9 boys and played ball in his younger days. I had 3 older brothers who played Little League, and of course I couldn't play. But I would have given anything to wear one of those baggy wool uniforms. And some of you older players remember those half-helmet hat that snapped on your head. Oh, I just wanted to play so bad. But oh no. Okay, so while the games were played on Sundays, run by the parish priest over in Schaefer, just down the road. And of course, while the other little girls were in their pretty little Sunday suits, Denise was out chasing with the boys, chasing down foul balls. And no wonder my mom stayed in the car. And then one night, as it said, I started ball at 13, and we're sitting around the dinner table, and my dad said, well, there's this lady coming to get you to try out for their ball team. Well, it was my friend Connie, whom my dad worked with at Harnisfager, and of course Connie would talk softball, and then Dad would brag, well, God, you got to see my kid play, and it's like Connie's going, I mean, what father doesn't brag about their children playing, right, sporting? So she said, okay, we will go get her. So here comes, and I said, well, how old are these ladies? In their 20s. Well, I wasn't going playing with any 20-year-old bags. So one evening, here comes this carload of women driving up, and I come out of the house with my hands in my pockets, and car full of 20-year-old women in it. Well, it was Connie, and another one happened to be Candy Swetkis, who was inducted into last year's Sports Hall of Fame, whom I ended up playing well over 30 years on one of her teams. And so when you think about it, what parent in their right mind would allow their 13-year-old daughter to go off wherever playing softball with adults, unchaperoned? And we played 2 leagues. One was in Iron Mountain, and believe me, stops on the way home were not at A&W for root beer and ice cream. And I was not the little kid that was pushed into the booth in the corner with the soda either. The games were competitive, they were fun, yet simple. Now by simple, I mean you had your glove, a pair of cleats, if you could afford them, or probably somebody's hand-me-downs. Your uniform was a short-sleeve sweatshirt and your blue jeans. And if you were lucky, maybe you had 3 or 4 bats in your bat bag, and your sponsor's name on the back of your sweatshirt, which was probably a bar. It said I won my first state softball championship at age 16. I was a pickup player from Chassell Standard out of Chassell. Again, 16 years old, unchaperoned. See you, Mom, I'm going to play with this team from Chassell downstate. I played several types of softball, fast pitch, slow pitch. Some of you recall the Jack and Jill tournaments. And then one year, Denny Grawl, thanks to Denny Grawl, he threw my name out to a men's modified fast pitch team, and I ended up playing with the men's team that year. And then finally, the day came when girls could play high school sports. I got to run 2 years of track and 1 year basketball, and I was undefeated in my senior year in the 100 and 200 20-yard dash. And my apologies to my younger sisters, who had to, unfortunately, were behind me in high school and had to answer, yes, Denise is my sister, and no, I do not play sports. After graduation, Coach Patrick heard of my speed, so she said, here's a field hockey stick. When you get to Northern, come play for me. Well, never heard of the sport, never saw the sport. Well, it's a stick and a ball. Well, I guess I got good enough. I earned a 4-year scholarship, which enabled me to receive a teaching degree, which I taught for 32 years before retiring. And in my senior year, our team made it to the national, we were then AIAW tournaments at Princeton University, since NCAA did not recognize women's teams until 1983, I believe. And I'm pleased to have 4 of my teammates here tonight from NMU, Lisa, Morgan, Kay, Julia. So I'm happy that they were able to attend. So as fast pitch began dwindling down, I decided, well, I'll take up golf. I guess now when you retire, you take up pickleball or something. For years, my late brother wanted me to golf, and I said, no. It's a silly game. You hit a ball and you chase it and you hit it again. And he looked at me, he said, you go chase a little white ball that you let somebody else hit. So now who's the dummy? Anyway, after watching my first club tournament at the Highland, I said, I'm going to be there someday. And it took many years, but I eventually won 5 Highland tournaments, and I still enjoy golf, even though the drives get shorter and the scores get higher. And so in closing, I'm asking all of you, take some time out of your busy life. Reflect on family and friends, your accomplishments, your good deeds, your kindness to others, and you too will find your own Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Thank you.